Just over a year ago, Slough MP Tan Dhesi made his powerful maiden speech in Parliament after making history by becoming Britain's first turban-wearing Sikh MP. And I caught up with him in Westminster to see how he's found life as an MP so far. Tan, it's been a year since that powerful maiden speech in Parliament. How have you found life in Westminster and life being an MP so far?
Obviously it's a very challenging role, but I have very much enjoyed it. It's something that I was accustomed to in the sense that I've been a councillor for about a decade. So I've served as a mayor, I've served as a cabinet member in council on various charities. So I knew in terms of how to juggle between a full-time occupation in construction, but also community work and elected representation. But it has been an incredible time, as you said, the maiden speech. I was so pleased that it was very well received by the community and the wider public. Onwards and upwards, hopefully.
I'm sure there have been many challenges as well since winning that Slough seat for Labour. If you had to pinpoint a few particular ones though, what would you say they have been?
Look, every day is a challenge. This is not your normal 9 to 5 type job. You sometimes deal with what you think is one issue and then another crisis comes along. At any given point in time, you've got 40, 50 different issues in the mix. But overall, in terms of, it's not just what you do as a challenge within the chamber. So asking Prime Minister's questions, obviously that in itself, you're in a bear pit environment. Literally everything is very, very close up. But aside from that, there's a lot of work that gets done around the main chamber. So lots of meetings on the periphery, and very, very important also is the casework. So I'm also very proud to report to yourself and your listeners in terms of, and your viewers, about the last year. I have attended every single advice surgery myself. So we've got 5 different advice surgeries happening, including one on a Sunday morning. And that's when people with problems, especially sometimes people who are very, very upset, they're tearful that they're coming to you with their problems. That's also very, very challenging as well.
And obviously there's been a lot of progress when it comes to improving diversity as well in Parliament. But I mean, do you personally believe that there's still a lot of work to be done in that area? And if so, I mean, what do you think is the key to actually improving diversity further?
Aaron, as I said in my maiden speech, I'm very, very proud to be a member of this British Parliament because we have more minorities, more women, more LGBT, more people with disabilities elected than ever before. But as I also said, there is still a great deal more work that needs to be done to have a parliament which is truly representative of our British nation. And I think that's where it's a case of, it's a two-way process. So while the main political parties need to engage to make sure that they are truly representative. So for example, the Labour Party, I'm very, very proud to say, has more women MPs than all the other parties put together. We've got more ethnic minorities also, and we've had a proud track record on that. But still, a lot more needs to be done by each of the political parties. But the two-way process is that there needs to be more interaction, more young people especially, and some of your viewers who are younger, I would especially ask them to engage in the democratic process. More people need to vote, especially, but also to join whatever political party, whatever is your political persuasion, join in, because that's the only way that we can make a change on the ground.
And I mean, just taking your mind back to last year's general election, it was seen as a bit of a breakthrough for the British Sikh community as well. I know yourself and Pri got a lot of global recognition. Do you hope, as Britain's first turban-wearing Sikh MP, that you can actually inspire potentially other people from that community to get involved in politics to enforce positive changes in their communities?
Definitely, Aaron. I think in terms of the British Sikh community, it was the first ever, as you said, to have a turban Sikh. In fact, that was the first time ever in Europe. We've got the first ever Sikh woman MP here. We've obviously got the one Sikh woman in the European Parliament as well. But we are hoping that it will be a catalyst for many others to join. Especially within Europe, where there is no single Sikh representative outside of the European Parliament. All those representatives actually come from Britain itself. But even here, if we look at the proportion of the population, 1% of the population is Sikh, and they've been here for well over 100 years, well established, and in large numbers. But while there are significant contributions from the Sikh community in terms of the economy, in terms of education, in terms of home ownership, work, business, etc. In politics, I think the Sikh community, I think they would be the first to admit that they are lagging.